All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our yin yang practice. My name is Michelle. I'll be guiding you through the next 45 minutes. For this class, you won't need any specific props. I always recommend if you like to have blocks for certain poses, or if you like to have a bolster for some of our more restorative yin postures at the end of class, you're welcome to grab anything that serves as that purpose. So a pillow or a blanket can be really great. But like I said, nothing will be needed. We'll make this practice work just as we are. So you can get settled in on your mat, seated or laying down. The choice is yours. Just finding somewhere where you can start to get comfortable, start to settle into the moment. Sometimes these beginning moments of our class can be the most difficult since we're transitioning from being in our external focus to settling into stillness, into quiet on the mat. So take your time, be gentle with yourself, maybe take a couple wiggles as you settle in, a couple sighs can often help. If it's comfortable for you, allow the eyes to close here. That just helps us start to shut out some of our external surroundings and the thoughts that come with that. We can be a little more connected to ourselves. And we'll start to just connect with our breath, noticing each inhalation and each exhalation as we settle here. So as our minds start to jump around and wander throughout our practice, this breath becomes our anchor, bringing ourselves back to the moment, but also back to ourselves. When our thoughts are all over the place, they're not really with ourselves. We're not present with ourselves. So we can use awareness of the breath as a tool to come back. We're mid-February, so for me, this is sometimes where my energy starts to get a little sticky, even in my body, if I'm hunched over a bit more because of the cold or because I'm sitting at home a lot more. So today we're going to work a little bit about opening the heart, opening the chest area of the body, and we might play around with some shapes we haven't done in a while. So I really encourage you to approach this practice with an open mind. We'll get a little playful with it. We'll explore how our bodies are feeling, and allow yourself to take a rest or a break at any point, really listening to yourself and your body and what you need. That being said, we'll take about 3 more rounds of breath here, exactly as you are, maybe deepening your inhales a little bit, lengthening your exhales. After your next exhale, if you are not resting on your back body, I'll ask you to make your way there now. And taking a deep inhale in, reach your arms overhead, feet stretch forward to the bottom of the mat, maybe pointing the toes here. So you're imagining the front of your body getting as long as it can. Reach with those fingertips. Exhale, release, let that go. Bring your arms back to the sides. We'll bend the knees, plant the feet. If you want to take a little sway of the knees from side to side here, that can feel good as we start to invite some movement and energy to the body. And land with your knees in the middle. So feet are still planted here. Arms press alongside your body. Palms are facing down here. Begin to press into your feet. Inhale, lift your hips up. towards the ceiling. We're squeezing the glutes here. Maybe you even think about pressing knees forward towards the bottom of the mat. Maybe that lengthens the front of your hips a little bit more here. Exhale, slowly lower back down. We'll press into the feet. Inhale, rise up again, holding at the top. So this is a really good posture to counter if you've been doing a lot of sitting. Really making sure we're engaging the glutes. Trying not to hold the breath. Exhale, slowly lower down. We'll do that one more time. Press into the feet, rise up. And we're still pressing down through arms and shoulder blades here. As you can see how we're opening across the heart already. Maybe with your inhales, you feel that space expand a little bit more. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Once you've grounded, hug your knees in towards your chest, and we'll find movement here. So maybe that's bringing the knees forward and back, side to side, even circling them out in the same or opposite direction, whatever feels good for you. I really love this for massaging out through the lower back. Maybe you like how it feels in the hips. Play around with what feels good for you. So we're already practicing that, listening to our body. And find stillness. We'll bring hands to the back of the thighs. So the hamstrings lift heels up towards the ceiling. So we're not forcing the legs to be straight here. Knees might still be bent, especially since it's pretty early in our practice still. And we'll find some movement through the ankles, point and flex. Maybe circle out in one direction and then the other. We'll find stillness and bring the knees back in towards the chest. It's your choice here how you want to make your way to seated. So maybe you want to reach one arm overhead, resting on your side body first before pushing up. If you prefer a spinal rock, you'll begin to use the legs swinging as momentum, rocking up and down the length of the spine. And we'll come to meet in a seated position with knees bent still. So if you're in your spinal rock, you'll just pop yourself up to seated. If you come to your side first, so make your way to meet us here. Hands can stay at hamstrings if they feel good, or you can bring hands to your sides as a support. And we'll begin to lean back a little bit, lift the shins in line with the earth. Notice how you're feeling. If you want to change the arms at all, maybe you reach arms out, maybe you add that kickstand. So find what feels good for you. We're trying to keep a nice long spine, open heart here. Steady breaths in and out. Cross at the ankles, tuck them in. We'll bring ourselves forward, coming into a tabletop position. Fingers are spread really bright and wide here. So this is the foundation for a lot of our poses. So we want to ensure we're grounding through all four corners of the hands, distributing our body weight evenly across the hands here. On your inhalation, start to lift the tailbone up, belly drops, heart engaged, shift forward. Exhale, tuck your tailbone around your spine, shift your gaze back towards your belly button. Two more just like that. Let the tailbone start. The rest of your spine flows like a wave here. After your next round, we'll all meet in a neutral spine. So the top of the head is reaching forward, the tailbone's reaching back. Inhale, lengthen your left leg out behind you and tap the toes down to the earth. You might want to shimmy your right hand a little bit more to the midline here. We'll be using this as our support. Spin your right shin around behind you, so towards the right, 90 degrees. You'll roll onto the inner edge of the left foot. Reach the left fingers up towards the ceiling. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you want to reach the arm overhead towards top of the mat, your choice. You're lengthening all along the left side of your body here. You're welcome to stay here. If you'd like, on your inhale, you can start to reach the left arm back behind you. So you're opening your heart up towards the ceiling a little more here. Keep pressing earth away with the right hand. I like to externally rotate my right arm a little bit here. So I imagine turning my fingertips towards the right without actually moving them. Maybe you feel the little tiny muscles start to engage there. If you have opened the heart up, we'll come to neutral before exhaling, lowering the hand all the way down. Bring your right shin back behind you again. Our left toes are tucked, so we're pressing down through both hands and the left toes. From here, we'll start to lift the right knee, lift the hips up and back, reach your right toes all the way up towards the ceiling. Bring your knee in towards your chest, tuck it in really close. We'll step the right foot forward between the hands. You can take hold of it and help it. Lower left knee to the earth. Inhale, lift up. Low lunge, arms sweep overhead. So you're welcome to stay here in a pretty upright lunge. If you want to add a little bit more here, you're welcome to sink the hips forward and down and start to lift the gaze, lift the heart up towards the ceiling. No expression is better than the other. It's just playing with how your body feels today, what feels better for you. Exhale, lower your hands down to the inside edge of your right foot. We'll shimmy that foot back a little bit in space and then bring your right knee alongside the left. So we're back where we started in our table. A good opportunity to reset. Check in with those fingers and hands again. On your next inhalation, reach the right leg back behind you, tap the toes down. So you know where we're going now. So maybe you want to bring that left hand in a little bit closer towards the midline. Bring your left shin around behind you, roll onto inner edge of the right foot. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling and then maybe over towards top of the mat. Press down through the left hand. Find your external rotation. Option on your inhalation to start to reach the right arm back, open your heart. Again, with each inhale, we're expanding a little bit more across the front of the chest, energetic heart center. Noticing how this feels in the body. We'll come back through to neutral. Guide your right fingers back. We'll bring the left shin back around behind us. So we're grounding through these fingers. We're tucking the right toes under. Really tap into your strength here as you press the earth away with your hands. And in one movement, we'll lift the knee, lift the hips, reach the left toes up and back behind us, three-legged dog. Hug the knee back in towards the chest, hug it close, and then step or help your foot through between hands. We'll lower the right knee down. Inhale, lift up, finding your expression of low lunge. So maybe you like feeling more lifted here today. Maybe you want to sink the hips forward and down and start to look up. They're both targeting slightly different areas of the body. Like I said, no one pose is ever better than the other. Exhale, lower your hands down to inside of the left foot. We'll start to shimmy that foot towards the side, bring your knee back alongside the right. Maybe you want to find some movement here, a little sway side to side of the hips. Maybe you want to sit the hips back for a moment, finding a child's pose. It's always nice to take a little reset after some bursts of energy. We'll come back up to our tabletop position. Walk your hands forward about a hand distance. Shift yourself forward so shoulders are over wrists. Eyes of the elbows are shining forward. Nice and controlled, bend your elbows, lowering yourself down to meet the earth. We'll press down through shoelace side of the feet. Inhale, slowly start to lift the back of the head towards the ceiling. And we'll keep doing that kind of motion, noticing the lift go further and further down the spine, moving as far as you feel comfortable. So gaze is probably just a couple of inches past the top of the mat here. You can feel your belly press into the earth with each full inhale. Exhale, slow and controlled, lower back down. Press into the hands, tuck the toes, lift up and back, finding your first downward dog. Yes, it's your first downward dog. You can find some movement here, maybe pedal out the legs, so bending one knee at a time. Again, you might sway hips side to side. Sometimes that feels really good. Don't be afraid to have a deep bend in the knees here. So our downward dog is about elongating the spine. So when we bend the knees, we have more room to press our hands into the earth, lifting the hips up and back behind us. Maybe you even nod the head yes, shake it no. Let some of that energy out. Use your inhale to reach your left toes up and back. We'll bring the knee in towards the chest, but this time bring it across towards your right elbow. You're welcome to lift back to downward dog, or if you want to take it a step further, we'll lengthen that left leg out. So you're bringing the outer edge of your left foot to the earth. Option to reach the right fingers up. So we're in a fallen triangle. Just for a moment here. We'll lower the hand back down, lift the leg. Everyone sweep up three-legged dog. Bring your knee back in towards the chest, look forward. Step or help your foot through between the hands. On your inhalation, lift yourself up, crescent lunge. Take this as a little reset. Let's roll the shoulders up and back. We'll do that again. Roll the shoulders up and back. Bend your elbows, find cactus arms. Exhale, rotate towards the left. You're welcome to stay here. Each step will be a progression, so you stay where it feels good for you. Option to straighten both the arms here in line with the floor. From here, maybe you bring your left hand down to the back of the right leg or the small of the back, reach right fingers up. So we're in an exalted crescent lunge. And again, we're just playing and exploring with shapes here today. Shifting up our energy in the middle of winter. And really listening to ourselves where we want to be today. We'll come out the same way we came in. So coming first into our twist, long arms. Bending elbows to cactus. And then slowly guiding ourselves back through to center. We'll bring the hands to the hips, big bend in the right knee, and then spring ourselves forward, coming to stand at the top of the mat. Lower the arms alongside your body, finding your Tadasana mountain pose. Maybe let's roll the shoulders up and back. You're doing that again, roll the shoulders up and back. You can stay here with palms turned towards the front. Maybe you want to bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Sometimes This connection can bring us back to our breath, help us slow everything back down again. Maybe your eyes close here. So we're practicing our power to connect with the breath and help shift our own internal energy, quiet our mind a little bit. Well, I'll meet again in a mountain pose if you're not there. Maybe flickering the eyes open here. Inhale, arms reach all the way overhead. Exhale, let's flip the palms, swan dive down, heart leads, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen yourself halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step or hop your feet to the back of the mat, finding your expression of plank. So knees can be lifted or lowered here. Draw the triceps and your elbows back behind you. Bend the elbows, slowly lower yourself down to the earth. On your inhalation, you can find the same lift we did, finding baby cobra, lifting the back of the head, lifting the heart. Maybe you want to press into the hands, lifting up into an upward dog, your choice. On the exhale, we'll all make our way back to a downward dog. So remembering today is about trying different things, exploring different shapes. You can find your progression that feels good for you. On the inhalation, we'll reach the right toes up and back. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest and then draw it over towards left elbow. Maybe you want to lift back up here and move back to downward dog, or option to straighten out the right leg. So the outer edge of the right foot is coming to the earth. I'm going to spin onto inner edge of my left foot, left fingers reach up, fall in triangle. Same pressing away of the earth with the right hand. Lowering the left hand back down, lifting back up, three-legged dog. If you're in downward dog, lifting your right toes. We'll bring the knee in, step, or help the foot through between the hands. Inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. And I think we all need a little moment here to catch our breath. So give yourself a few rounds of breath here. You can roll the shoulders out. Maybe you want to give the arms a little shake here. That was a lot of work. Knowing it was a lot of work, maybe reminding ourselves we're proud of ourselves for doing this work, showing up, moving our bodies in whatever way feels good for us. Bend your elbows, find your cactus arms. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, start to rotate towards the right. This might be where you stay. Option to straighten the arms out. And then option to bring the right hand back to left hamstring or small of the back, reaching left fingers up, exalted warrior. Steady breath in, steady breath out. And coming out the same way we came in. So first coming into our twist, neutral spine, arms are long. Bend your elbows, finding cactus. We'll come back through center. Lower your hands to your hips. Find a deep bend in that left knee. Now we'll spring ourselves forward, sitting at top of the mat. If you want to take a little shake, let everything go. Maybe that feels good. Or if you want to stand in your stillness in your Tadasana, maybe bringing hand to heart, hand to belly. Just allow yourself a few breaths here to calm everything down. You might notice the stress we feel in our body from a physical workout can feel the same way as when we're in our lives experiencing stress. So practicing this, coming to our breath, coming to ourselves, shifting everything can be so powerful in our lives as well. when we do experience stressors. Your eyes have closed, flicker them open. On the inhale, we'll sweep our arms all the way overhead. Exhale, sit your hips back as though you're sitting in an imaginary chair. So weight is shifted back into the heels here. And from here, see if you can sit a little bit lower. A little bit lower. And then from here, we'll mindfully guide ourselves all the way down to sit. So you can try to do this lowering without hands, but you're also very welcome to just come down to sit however feels good for you. So we'll land seated with knees bent. And I'm going to create a V shape with my legs. So I'm going to bring my right knee out towards the side. And as I bring the left leg out to create that other half of the V, I'm going to straighten the leg. So if you can see, we're kind of like this, one bent knee, one straightened knee. From here, I'm going to bring my left hand back behind me. So my hand's on a bit of an angle out towards the side, fingers bright and wide, bringing my right elbow to right knee. So you might stay exactly here, or if you want to play with coming into wild thing from a different position, we're going to get really strong through that left hand. So press your hand into the earth. You might feel this activate through the shoulder and some of the spine already. Option to then press into the left hand and the right foot specifically. We'll lift the hips up, reach the left arm up and back. So finding your wild thing. You can press the whole left foot down for support here as well. Keep pressing earth away with left hand. We're finding a bit of external rotation here. Nice and controlled. Lower yourself back down. And from here, bring your right knee out towards the side, bringing bottom of the foot to inside of the left leg. So we're set up for more of a stretch here. Inhale, reach both arms overhead, nice long spine. Exhale, lower your left hand towards the side, reach up and over with right fingers. This one feels much more relaxed and juicy and stretchy. Maybe you bend your right elbow here, bringing hand to the back of the head. Sometimes that feels good as well. And so here we're just finding little mini yang yin sessions. So we're finding that more engaged wild thing, countering out with a moment of rest, a longer held stretch. And trying to really breathe into the right side of your rib cage here. So maybe you even feel some movement with each breath. And slowly lift yourself back up, release the arm. Maybe you roll the shoulders out, give all the arms a shake. And we'll set up in the opposite direction. So bending, left knee planting that foot, straightening the right leg out to create its half V shape. Right hand comes behind for support, left elbow on left knee. So again, you're welcome to stay here. You don't have to lift if that does not feel good for you. If you are lifting, start to really press the earth away with the right hand. We're grounding through the left foot. When you're ready, you can lift the hips up and back, reach your left arm all the way overhead. Maybe the full right foot presses down here for support as well. If you lift up and it doesn't feel good, just go right back down. It's all okay. And the exhale will all lower back down. Bringing bottom of the left foot in to inner lining of the right leg here. You can find a little rock side to side on sitting bones. Inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your right hand to the side, reach up and over with left fingers. Arm can stay straight here. Maybe you bend the elbow. We're really truly transitioning into our yin portion now. So let yourself shift your energy. Maybe you even close your eyes here as you really breathe into the left side of the rib cage. As we're here, maybe you notice the pace of your breath start to shift, start to slow. Inhale, slowly bring yourself back up. Again, maybe rolling shoulders a little bit here. You can guide the legs both in for knees to bend. Make your way into a tabletop position. You have two options here, whatever feels good for you. If you want to take a child's pose, you can send hips back to heels, rounding yourself forward, maybe for fist stack under forehead for support. Or if you want to find more of a heart opening pose, a puppy dog, you can walk your hands forward. Palms can stay flat here, or you can tent fingers. And from here with hips lifted, you allow the heart to lower down towards the mat beneath you. Again, no one pose is ever better than the other. It's just what feels best for your body, not only today, but in this moment. So you're free to switch at any point as well. Allowing these moments to be the real true transition into our yin. So let the eyes close if that's comfortable for you. Deepen your inhales, lengthen your exhales. Without judgment, take a moment to check in with where the mind is or what the mind's been doing. And see if you can gently encourage it back to this moment. If any emotions have arrived or the physical sensations of emotions have shown up in your body, allow them to exist because they're part of the moment here. As they exist, we're resisting the urge to attach a story or a thought process or a judgment to that. Just sometimes much easier said than done, but our intention for the practice is to truly be present with ourselves exactly as we are. Wherever you are, begin to press into the hands, lift yourself back up into your table. However you want to get there, make your way to rest once again onto your back body. You can notice how this feels to really be grounded and supported by the earth beneath you. Maybe noticing if the body or the mind feels different than from the beginning of practice. And we'll bring the knees in towards the chest. Toes will touch, bring your knees out towards your shoulders. Reaching between the window of the knees, kick the feet up. Take hold of outside of the feet, ankles, shins, whatever feels good. Finding your happy baby pose. So knees are still bent here. You can find stillness or a little rock side to side. Do your next exhale. You can slowly bend the knees and release the feet, lowering them back down to the mat. Your choice here. If you want to tent knees, so bringing feet towards outer edges of the mat, knees coming in towards midline, or you can do the opposite, soles of the feet touch, knees fall to outer edges. If you did have a bolster or blanket for yourself, you can bring this under knees for support. And just settling in wherever you are. Hands can rest on your torso, or they can be alongside your body, palms facing up, your choice. With each exhale, allow yourself to really soften into the earth, allowing yourself to be supported and grounded here. And finding comfort and ease in this moment. Allow yourself 3 more rounds of breath exactly where you are. You can slowly transition into whatever position you'd like for your Shavasana. So if that's traditionally resting on your back, or finding any other shape where you can settle into the moment, allowing yourself rest, knowing my voice will guide us back when our rest is complete. So really allowing yourself to let go, connecting with breath. And take a moment to check in with yourself through body, through mind, noticing how you are feeling. If there's any changes, if you're feeling more space where maybe there wasn't before. Maybe noticing even if any resistance came up for you throughout our practice. When things are feeling stagnant or sticky through body or mind, trying something new or switching things up can sometimes be a jolt to get things moving again. And it can be a bit of a trial and error to see what works, but they say nothing changes if nothing changes. And so maybe setting the intention for yourself for this week for trying something different. See how that shifts your energy, your creativity, sparks new ideas. And shakes off some of that February winter energy. Invites a little variety. Going to begin to invite gentle energy movement back to your body. We'll start small, fingers and toes. Maybe slowly increasing to roll wrists, roll ankles. Allow yourself any larger movements to help wake your body up. Before slowly making your way into a comfortable seated position. Your eyes can stay closed here if that feels good. And from this space, we'll roll the shoulders up and back, maybe feeling that openness across the heart. We'll do that once more. Inhale, reach the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, we'll guide hands in towards heart center, focusing our energy, our awareness there. There's so much gratitude from my heart to yours. Thank you.